All right, we're starting again. We just lost a lot of the footage, but
normal.
We'll make it up again.
2 hours of lost footage.
Every time BG is
I
here,
don't know, man.
we have technical problems. We'll try it out again. So we got Jack Doe and VG
Thevarajah.
Devaraja.
That was good.
Yeah,
That was good.
Devaraja. You know it?
I mean, I just sounded out kind of, and I guessed, and it was right.
Close enough.
We had a lot of technical difficulties, but today we went to Mass, to Catholic Mass for the first. Oh no, VG's like what, 10th, 15th time?
Maybe. But first time in like a church.
The first time in a church, because before you used to
It was in
attend church
school,
at a
right?
gym or something.
Yeah, it's like in a gym.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And your first time back is not only is it not what you're used to of what you used to go to back in the day, it's a Latin Mass, but not only is it it's not the traditional Latin Mass, it's like a mixture of like the new Mass and the old Mass. So it was new for us too.
Yes.
So yeah, I think we all have like differing opinions on that.
Right.
Yeah, so let's get into it. What was the difference between the two church services that you've been to since you've been here
My
in Texas?
side, between the Baptist and the Catholic, like Baptist is more like they're just preaching something, right? There'll be
Mhm.
some singing, like uplifting music, and then they try to preach something and reference it to the Bible. And I felt like in the times I've been, it's like relating something to life too. So it's kind of applicable, I feel like. And then now coming to this Catholic one, it's more like a ritual, like a ceremony, and the music's very calm. So you're just like in kind of like a spiritual state and like with the whole energy of everybody. And like the whole scenery is like amazing too. If you just look around, it's like crazy art, and then the vibes of the priest and them doing, it's like a whole different, right? Compared to the Baptist.
Yeah.
So very different. That's all I can, because I'm not even Christian too, right? So
Mhm.
I'm just looking as an outsider too.
Yeah. The outsider looking in. What
Mhm.
about you?
My opinion. Well, I was just saying, like, dude, I just feel like the like when you go to Mass and like any Catholic Mass for the first time, even if it's like a Novus Ordo Mass, it's like after you leave and you like truly understand like what you went through, it's like you could never like turn away from that, in the sense that like anytime I would go to like a Protestant service or like any other like kind of Christian worships, like it just doesn't hit the right way. Like it doesn't hit the same way, I would say. And I think it's boiled down to, for me, like I feel like for us Catholics it's like a very like elevated sense of like we're entering like almost like we're entering like the divine world in a way. Almost in a way it's like a portal. But like for Protestants and those kind of services, it just feels like something that's like very worldly,
Mhm.
you know? Like I would go and like I would see a lot of people, they would like during the music they would like close their eyes and like put their hands up, like hoping to like feel something. And I'm like guys, like I bet you like half of y'all are probably not feeling anything. And like half of y'all are trying to just like fit in with the crowd or stuff like that. And like some people like have their hands open and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, there's so much pressure when you go there to like feel something. Like everything that you're getting is like from the world. Like it's like worldly music. It's the band is like you're basing it off like the talents of the band, which is a worldly thing. And then you're also basing your experience off of like the talent of the pastor, which is another worldly thing. And it's like, dude, when you depend too much on like worldly stuff for like fulfillment and satisfaction, I just feel like you don't get enough. But when you go to a Catholic Mass, like I don't put the pressure on the choir to like sing well. Like, dude, if the choir doesn't sing at all, like just
Yeah.
I still don't leave feeling defeated, or like I don't leave feeling like, dude, I just waste my time.
Yeah.
It's like that's not the main reason why I'm there. Like I'm there to like give my time to God and like for him to like take me through this experience, and like, dude, just take me out of the world pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would say. It's like an escape from like the modern world,
Yeah.
which is nice. Like
Yeah.
no technology, no anything, just like pure like, yo, this is the Mass, and this is how the Mass has been. Even though like elements of it have changed, like this is how the Mass has been said, and the Mass has been celebrated for 2,000 years. You know, is like, even though elements of it like change here and there, it's like the general concept is the same.
Yeah. Because we don't have anything that has survived over the last 2,000 years, do we? Like anything physical?
Like religion wise?
Or just
No, just like
physically?
anything, like a house. Like
A house,
the houses are
true,
new.
no.
Like
Yeah.
everything, roads are new.
Yeah. Like the
Just like the
oldest thing that we
pyramids.
have is the pyramids, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
some other kind of things like that. There's some stone stuff in like Mexico too, right?
Oh
the
yeah, I mean they
Meso.
have pyramids in Mexico too, yeah. But tradition-wise, like this is the only
Mhm.
practice that has been sustained for the last 2,000 years. I mean, this and like the Orthodox, which is pretty much the same
Right.
liturgy. Like, have you thought about that? Like the Orthodox Christians, how they celebrate their mass?
I don't even know what the difference is. What is Orthodox?
Yeah.
From
So
his
there's a difference
Roman.
between the
I don't even know.
So you know how you're talking about like Western Eastern cultures and stuff. So the Latin, the language Latin, and the Catholic Church, that religion, and then the Orthodox Christians, they would be considered the Eastern Rite, and they're mostly like in Bulgaria, Russia, like that area of the world.
Hmm.
And the main difference comes from, you know, did I tell you the creed last time? I don't think I did, but in the creed, there's this part where we say, we believe in the Holy Spirit, who proceeds from the Father and the Son. And the main difference is that we Catholics say the Holy Spirit proceeds from the Father and the Son, and the Orthodox Christians, they say the Holy Spirit only proceeds from the Father and not from the Son. So theologically, that just like splits your path in a pretty big way. What else? Oh yeah. Also, they don't recognize the supremacy of the Pope.
Yeah.
They just see him as some regular person.
Just another bishop.
Oh.
Yeah.
Versus Catholic.
The Pope is like the leader, the top dog.
Oh.
So like if there are ever any kind of disagreements theologically, he'll just say, all right, well, from this moment on, we're not going to disagree anymore because I have decided that we're doing this.
Mhm.
And that's kind of how we've gone about things. But the Pope rarely ever does that. Like the Pope ever only does that, I think, how many times has the Pope ever decreed ex cathedra? Because he has to
Ooh.
say ex cathedra when he like pronounces dogma like that. I think the last time was for the Assumption of the Virgin Mary.
Yeah, which was like a while ago, right? I don't remember the exact time frame,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah. So that is it's been a while since the
So
Pope
rare.
has ever, you know, made doctrine that way. Apart from that, like the Pope, what he does is just he writes these encyclicals where he kind of writes down some theology based on whatever problems are in the world right now. And this last time, Pope Leo, his encyclical was about AI.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And that's, we tried to talk about that last time you were here, but I don't know if there's a.
Yeah, did we ever get to it?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
We just started talking about some other stuff. Even though the title's all about like AI, like in the pictures, like this robot versus Pope Leo. Like, yeah. So I think we talked about it a little bit. We talked about it a lot too.
Yeah,
AI.
we did.
Merging yourself into the matrix. But yeah, those are the main two differences between Catholics and the Eastern Orthodox. And ever since they've been debating it, but now they don't even really talk. They just kind of take pictures together and play nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which feels like empty.
Dude, but I feel like the church should come back together.
Oh, it definitely does.
Like I think for me, like the Filioque.
That's what they call it, the Filioque.
Like that big controversy.
Because Filioque is Latin for and the Son, and the Son, instead of the Father. The Holy Spirit proceeds from the Father. We call it the Filioque because we include Filioque in the creed, and the Son.
Yeah. In Latin.
Yeah, in Latin, because Son in Latin is filio.
But yeah, dude, I just feel like that's I don't know. This might be naive to say this, but I feel like that's a small nuance.
Yeah.
It's a very small nuance. Like I think the main thing that they broke off on was, like you said, like they didn't agree with the supremacy of the Pope.
Yeah.
And so I think the Orthodox Church, they have, instead of like one leader, they have multiple like local leaders, which they call patriarchs.
Yeah.
Who like run like local areas. Kind of like how we have like archdioceses. They have like patriarchs that define like within their area certain things. But then it's like, how do you define things? Like, I feel like there are some things that are like objectively true. And so like, how do you define it by like multiple people defining it different ways? You know what I mean? Because then you're not really portraying like the ultimate like objective truth. Like what that thing is. you know?
Yeah. And instead of us, the Western and the Eastern churches coming closer together, we've definitely been pulling farther and farther apart.
Mm.
Because their liturgy used to be like the traditional Latin Mass and the Christian Orthodox Mass were pretty similar. Theirs is just in Greek,
Mm-hmm.
and ours is in Latin. And but ever since Vatican II, now we changed that too. So now we're like more farther away than
Just branch.
yeah, we're branching farther away. Yeah, so that those are the main two churches. So whenever you think about ancient churches keeping tradition for the last 2,000 years, people generally think Catholic and Eastern Orthodox Church. Those are the only two. Also because they have what's called apostolic succession, which means that, like, you know about the 12 apostles. So Jesus had like 12 main students under him, and they followed him throughout his life, or throughout his adult life. And then after Jesus died, most of the teachings came from the apostles, primarily from Peter and Paul, but also like John and then his disciples. And so point is that it all started with the 12. And then from those 12, they consecrated and like passed on their divine powers to other bishops or priests by laying hands on their head and performing that ritual. And from 2,000 years ago, from the apostles up until now, there is a direct line succession from, like, if I'm a priest, I know who my bishop became a bishop from, his bishop, the bishop before them, so there's a lineage. Whereas before lineages were all like blood, right? Like you have to be within the same family. Now it's just like, so long as you get your hands laid on, you're part of the fraternity.
It's like a fraternity. Eh?
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a fraternity. Yeah. And then from there, yeah, because Catholics and Eastern Orthodox, they both have that claim. They have that claim that they have, and those are the only two churches that have that claim. That's why Protestants, their service doesn't have these like ancient connections to them.
True.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big difference, eh?
Yeah.
And then they acknowledge that, right? They don't.
Mm-hmm.
They know for sure they don't.
Well, I don't know. There's some brothers were Protestant.
What?
Yeah. So there's a lot of debate. Like the Bible, the Protestant Bible only has 66 books in it, and the Catholics have 73? 73. The Orthodox has 76, and the Ethiopians, they have 80.
Yeah,
81,
something like that.
81 or something.
There's like a big difference.
Yeah.
In like, knowledge or information.
Yeah. I just found out the reason why Protestants have 66 and why Catholics have 73. Because have you ever heard of Martin Luther?
Luther King?
No, different one, different one. But yeah, Martin Luther King. He was a civil rights activist here in the U.S. Yeah. Martin Luther, though, he was a German priest in the Catholic Church back in like the 1500s.
Mm-hmm.
So what, like 500, 600 years ago?
Yeah.
And he had some major issues with the Catholic Church at the time because the church was doing some like sketchy stuff.
Bad stuff. I would just say overall bad stuff.
Yeah. Like they were selling what's called indulgences, in which, like, hey, if you give the church like your life savings or something, maybe you could have a chance in getting into heaven or something like that. So
yeah, really bad.
So there was some injustices being done, and Martin Luther like rebelled, and which he had reason to, but the thing is that once he rebelled, he like went way overboard, because there's usually reform within the church. When instead of him reforming the church, he broke away from the church and took like half the world with him. Yeah. And that's what started like that big splintering between Christianity, because before there was one church and then there was two churches. So the one church was the Catholic Church. Then there was two churches, Catholic Church, Eastern Orthodox. And then 1,000 years later, there's Eastern Orthodox, Catholics, and then Protestants. But then from the time when Protestants came around, they started splintering off of themselves. And now you have Baptist,
Methodist,
Methodist,
Calvinist, dude, all these different sects.
Yeah, those are different denominations of Christianity now.
And they only developed within the last 500 years. Think about that.
But
Yeah.
the Catholics are there from the original.
OGs.
The OGs.
OGs. Yeah. And so I guess the difference, the reason why they separated the number of books, when Martin Luther separated from the church, he tried to establish his doctrines, which was sola fide, sola scriptura, which basically means you are saved by faith alone, so long as you have faith in Jesus Christ, then you could go into heaven. And then sola scriptura is like the ultimate authority is the Bible. So if you have differences or whatever, you go to the Bible to settle those differences. But the major flaws with that is that like you could have an opinion about what the Bible says, and I can have an opinion about what the Bible says. And if we don't agree, we can't go to the Bible and say like, hey,
what's right? Who's right?
Yeah, who's right?
Because you don't know.
Yeah, no one knows.
True.
You can't. There's no authority that can like, actually, you know what? Vici is right.
Sure.
You're doing some heretical stuff, man.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's why there's so much splintering off of in Protestantism. And when Martin Luther was separating from the church, he needed some intellectual or authority backup to be able to remove some of the books from the Bible. Books from the Bible primarily is because those were the books that kind of gave the church its like traditions and its validity and its authority. So what he did, he made nice with a bunch of these, like, hey, if you guys agree that those Jewish books that the Catholics have in their Bible are not part of the canon, then I have a fighting chance of being able to make my own Bible, and we could go off of that. And that's what the Jews did. They didn't like how the Christians were using their scriptures back in the second century, because obviously it was away from their interpretation of what everything was about. So those Jews were like, all right, we're no longer going to consider these books part of the canon. And that's why he was able to get away with it. At least that's my understanding of it. I don't know if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
No, yeah.
Okay.
Dude, but I think the idea that like, oh, the only source of truth is like the Bible, that is what causes like so much division in the world now, especially amongst the Christian world, is because like everyone's just like, dude, like this is what the Bible says, and then they have their own interpretation. You know what I mean? And like that's how the religion grew so rapidly. But back in the day, dude, it was like 1500 years before we had like a major division like this, especially on things that like pertain to like ideologies and teachings.
Yeah. And now there's even more in division, not just within like Protestants, because within Protestants there's even more division, because now there's like a regular Baptist church, a Southern Baptist church, and then like a pro-LGBTQ Baptist church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all over the place, dude.
Yeah. So no one can agree on what is right and wrong anymore. No one can agree on morals. Talking about morals last time. Yeah, the Catholic Church, one of the main things that they're like known for is teaching morals. And that's where Catholics mostly get their morals from. Even though recently they've been kind of like skittish about it. Skittish about like defining what doctrine is. Now they're being a lot like really ambiguous, saying a lot of words without actually saying anything.
Making noise.
Yeah,
Making noise. Love that word.
making noise.
Making noise.
Yeah, but yeah, man, that's kind of the whole gist of Christianity and the divisions within the Christianity right now. But I have hope that we're all going to come back together soon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I really do. Yeah. Like it feels really hopeful. Mostly because I just feel comfortable talking about this with people. Yeah. Whereas before I couldn't talk to any Protestant about like religion because I didn't really know my religion at all.
True.
I'm and not to say that I know my religion now, but at least I know a little bit. A little bit more than I did yesterday.
Dude, every day you're learning.
Yeah.
Like even me before, like I wasn't even really religious or Even now, I don't consider myself religious,
Yeah.
but I'm more open to talking about this stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
2 years ago, me would not even be able to,
Yeah, it'd just be like,
understand.
all right, dude, cool. Like, let's
Yeah.
talk about something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Where's good vibes?
Yeah. Well, I mean, why do you think it makes people uncomfortable? Because I remember when people would talk about it with me, I would feel like, listen, man, I'm Catholic. Like, I ain't trying to leave.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not going to church anymore or whatever. I'm kind of mad with the priest right now for raping kids, but I'm not going to your church.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, that was my attitude towards it.
Mhm.
But I don't know why, like, what other people might be feeling whenever people start talking about religion.
I feel like for me, I think a lot of people don't even think about it. It's not even in their like normal thinking process.
Mhm.
So they don't want to talk about that because it's like they don't have enough content to talk about, right?
Yeah.
Like people that don't even go to church or temple, or like if they are like Christian but never ever steps into like church or reads the Bible, then they don't know anything to talk about, right?
Yeah.
That's what I think. Why people
Yeah.
like to avoid even or not comfortable talking about religion.
Yeah. But why do you think it's uncomfortable?
Why? No, maybe
Because maybe they're ignorant to it all, and they're just
Yeah.
like, hey, I don't want to talk about stuff that I don't understand.
Oh, maybe they've like trying to like stay away
but
from
where's
it.
that curiosity? I would
Yeah.
assume
Mhm.
people would be curious about an all-knowing, all-powerful God.
Mhm. Maybe the combination of some people are just not like don't believe in it, or like has lost faith or something in religion or God.
Yeah.
Don't believe in God, or
What would be some arguments against atheism?
a lot, right? A lot.
You think so? Because back when I was like a teenager, I thought atheism was the truth. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
people just lied to us and told us there was a God just to
Mhm.
keep us in line.
Like it's
but-
like we're in a simulation.
yeah.
Because for me, it's like there's no clear starting point. Like science can't like pinpoint a starting point, like how it started, why it started. We have a lot of things explaining. We have no idea, and also the whole sequence of, like I was saying in the last podcast, like the sun gives life to the earth. It's at the right distance. Like how is it so like by chance that we're a certain distance away, and then we have a certain climate for humans to like live, and then the sequence for a human to even come from like animal, right? The intelligence change.
Mm-hmm.
It's like seems like too much of a coincidence to naturally just happen on its own.
Yeah.
Like it seems like by design,
Mhm.
Yeah.
With the moon, we have a moon too to sustain the water movement too, right?
Yeah.
It's like too much things are perfect in nature for us
Right.
to be here.
Yeah.
That's why people are caught up in the whole imperfections of life, I feel like.
Yeah.
But really, if you look outside, really, it's perfect. It's like everything's designed perfectly.
What about you?
In terms of what?
Like, how would you disprove atheism?
Dude, I just think like in terms of like cause and effect, like if you look at like a closed system, right? Like imagine like a cage, and like you have a lot of things in the cage, but like nothing's gonna ever move if not enacted upon by like an external force. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so like our world, if you look at like a system, like it would just be like a blank canvas, and nothing would happen if there was not a first like external move.
Yeah.
And usually the external move is like enacted upon by a force that's outside of the system.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And whenever that external force like applies a force to the system and puts everything in motion, like that is how you start seeing like different causes and effects.
True.
You know what I mean? 'Cause, like there had to be a first cause. Like why did it start happening? You know?
Yep.
It's like, dude, if I put a PGL inner into a line,
Mm-mm.
that will start moving everything, you
Yeah.
know? But someone had to, somebody externally had to, badge into the factory and clock in, and then walk to the station, and then get an inner on the rack and put it on.
Yeah.
And then they do that, like everything's in motion, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I first remember. Did you know that a Catholic priest is actually the one that came up with the Big Bang Theory?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the most widely known reason for the universe start, right?
Yeah.
So we all accept now.
Yeah.
Like Catholics do too, right? The Big Bang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moment of creation.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
that was
crazy.
pretty
that
wild. Because I remember there was a quote from Albert Einstein, because I forgot what the Catholic priest's name was.
I don't remember.
But he sent his work to Einstein so he could validate his math. And Einstein's reply was like, I love your math, but I hate what it means.
Why?
Because Einstein was a huge atheist, right? But if the math mathes and says that there is a point in time when there was a big bang at the point of creation, then that has a lot of implications that he wasn't ready to respond to.
Like a world view change for him.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dude, but I just think in everyday people's too, like going back to your question earlier, like I think in everyday people, like they, number one, like they feel like maybe if you talk about religion, like I'm answering the question, like, why do people not want to talk about religion, by the way? So I think number one answer is like, they feel like every single time you're talking about religion, like you're trying to impose something onto me.
True.
Like that's how I feel like most of the time when I'm trying to talk to someone that's like non-Christian about like Christianity. Is like they feel like I'm imposing something on them when I'm actually just not. Like I'm just, curious about what your thoughts are and, trying to push you to think more. But then the second thing is like I feel like people are very comfortable in the way that they're living and like the ignorance that they live in, and they don't want someone to like call them out on their BS. In the sense that like dude, they know that like if they follow religion, or like they know that if they follow into this like religious world or religious aspect more deeply, that they're going to have to make drastic changes to their life. And I don't think that people are willing to like accept those drastic changes.
True.
Like, dude, you're telling me I can't like something stupid. Like, dude, you're telling me like I can't get drunk every day after work, and like you telling me that I can't like, like have sex with my wife outside of marriage or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
those kind of things. Like it's hard for them to like.
You telling me I can't have gay sex anymore?
Yeah. It's like those things are hard for them to accept. I feel like they want to hold on to that more than they want to like, follow their curiosity, in my opinion.
Yeah. But sometimes it's a huge, like you said, it's a huge life changer. But imagine, not just for Protestants, but for anyone else who is religious, like let's say they go from like Islam or Judaism to Catholicism, that means you have to leave your whole community, especially if your community was filled with like religious Jews or Muslims or Buddhists or Hindus. Like obviously you're not going to the same church anymore on Sundays, and whatever traditions you used to have, like religious traditions, you can't partake in them anymore with your family. So that's pretty tough. Like if you're a pastor at a Protestant church, like that's where your main income is coming from. So if you're going to change or convert to Catholicism, obviously you can't be a pastor at a Baptist church anymore. You have to lose that job, and like what job are you going to get as a pastor once you join the Catholic Church? Because you can't, if you have a family and you're married already, then you can't become a priest. So you can't be a pastor in the Catholic Church. So what are you going to do then?
Yeah.
True. I didn't even think about that. That's
yeah.
true.
So that's super, super tough for them. And like, cause people are super involved in their churches too. Like planning trips, missions, or even having Bible studies, because people have their own little Bible studies inside the same church complex. They have little rooms on the side where they provide areas for their people to have little studies like that. And now that if you do convert to Catholicism, obviously you can't be in charge of that study anymore because
Yeah.
they don't want you to take any more people with you.
True.
Yeah. So it's tough, man. It's tough. But like I said, I think at least I'm a lot more open to talking about it. Because when I first like started looking back into this, you guys remember Brady?
Maintenance.
Yeah. He also got like really back into church after the Charlie Kirk assassination. So we were always talking about like different aspects of the Bible and stuff like that. My problem is that I just was so ignorant to everything. So he would just have so much knowledge that I just didn't have an answer to. I remember one time he's like, "Yeah, you guys like believe in Mary and stuff like that."
Oh, he's talking about Catholics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys like pray to dead people or something like that. and I just didn't have enough knowledge to be like, I guess
to like explain
maybe?
it
Yeah.
fully, you know?
Mm-hmm. But now, and now I wouldn't say that I have more knowledge, but at the very least, I could say, like, yes, we pray to saints.
Yeah, I feel
We-
like I could explain like a lot of now that I've learned more too.
yeah. Did you know that he's a teacher?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
What do you
he's
teach? What do you teach?
Like
Catholicism.
Catholicism
Oh,
Sundays.
damn.
But I teach at a church with like kids, little kids.
Nice. Oh,
So
that's
they're
nice.
like last year I taught 8th graders.
Damn.
This year I have 4th graders.
Nice.
Yeah, so they're gonna be like 9 years old. It'll be fun.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. What are you going to teach about this year?
Dude, it's gonna be more basic stuff. If you're going to like Sunday school and you are in the archdiocese and you're like 9 years old, then this is what you should be, learning about. So I'm just gonna take that resource and like give them that information basically. So I don't even know what I'm teaching about, but like I probably already know the content. You know what I mean? And it's like we're doing like 9-year-olds, so it's really easy to like I have to do it on the fly. Like
Like, what would be 9-year-old type content?
dude, probably just learning about like 7 sacraments.
What
like,
are the 7 sacraments?
that
What
means-
is a sacrament? I'm gonna pretend to be a 9-year-old.
I also don't know. So
Professor Doe, what is a sacrament?
So a sacrament is like pretty much a sacrament is a grace from God. And a grace from God, like what grace is pretty much like a gift from God. And mainly the Catholic Church has like priests. And the main like function of the priests is to administer the sacraments to the parishioners that go there to their church. And so pretty much like graces are gifts from God and they're administered through the priests in the church. And there are several like what we call like 7 sacraments that are these 7 gifts from God. The first one is like baptism. It's pretty basic. It's like, oh, if you're a believer of God and you're a believer of Jesus, like you get baptized and then you're welcomed into the church. And then the second one is like receiving the Eucharist, so like receiving the bread today at the bread and wine, which we call the body and blood of Jesus. That is like also a sacrament. Third one is like confirmation. So like whenever we Catholics believe in like infant baptism, meaning that like the moment you're born, like you're eligible to be baptized by a priest to receive like the baptism, which is like the first sacrament. But at that moment, you're not making a conscious decision for yourself because like you don't have any intellect as a baby, your parents make that decision for you. But whenever you become like, you get to the age of reason and you're able to like determine for yourself, like, oh, this is the Catholic faith that I want to follow. That is when you do like a confirmation. And I think other Protestant religions, like maybe the Baptists, they don't believe in infant baptism. So like you're not really baptized until like you make that a choice for yourself.
Some Protestants don't believe in baptism like at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Catholics believe that baptism does something to you. Like you're imprinted with the spiritual mark
Mhm.
on your soul. And what's cool about baptism though is that although it's a Catholic sacrament, if you're a Protestant or if you yourself who isn't a Christian and someone is about to die and they're like, I want to be baptized. You just have to grab some water and you yourself, you just say, I baptize you in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. And then they're baptized, even though you're not a priest or like a Christian or anything like that. It's what's called baptism out of necessity.
Mhm.
But even if it's not out of necessity, if like you're a Baptist pastor or whatever, and you baptize somebody, it still imprints that mark on their soul, even though they're outside of the Catholic Church. So the baptism is more of a universal type sacrament. But when it gets more to just like it has to be a Catholic priest, is the Eucharist, penance. Penance is another
That's
sacrament.
confession. You
Reconciliation.
heard confession?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you have like some sin and you want to like say it out or something, or just you talk about anything, something like that.
Yeah. I think confession is more so like if you have some sin that's like weighing on your heart and you want forgiveness,
Mm.
Like that's when you go to you go to a priest, and like they're not gonna like they have a vow where like they can never say, this is called the seal of confession. Like they can never say what, like, oh, this is what VG said to me at confession. They can never like share what you said.
No
It's
matter
be-
how bad it is.
Yeah.
No matter how bad it is.
And also you have the option of having confession be anonymous. So it's like you guys can sit behind a curtain. So the priest will never know who you are, you know? Because a lot of people complain like, oh, why do I have to like go to someone else to cleanse myself from my sins? You know, that's just the way that the church was set up. That's the way that Jesus set up the church. He was like, you guys have the power, the priests have the power to like forgive sins.
Yeah.
Um,
And then you could partake in the Eucharist again, because if you have something weighing on your conscience that you know is pretty bad,
Mhm.
and you go like you're not supposed to receive communion in that state, in a state of mortal sin. So you know consciously that you can't receive communion until you're forgiven of your sins. So it's kind of like this forcing function of making sure that you have a clear conscience whenever you enter mass or whenever you receive the body and blood of Christ.
Mhm.
That you can't be in a you can't knowingly know that you've done something wrong and haven't been forgiven for it to be able to receive the Eucharist. Because if you do, that that opens yourself up to demonic what would you call it? It opens yourself to
Strong.
demonic spiritual like type stuff. Like in the Bible, in the during the Last Supper, the Jesus says that, hey, one of you are going to betray me.
Yeah.
And then Peter goes up to Jesus like, hey, who's gonna betray you, man? And Jesus like, hey, the guy that whoever receives this first, that's gonna betray me. And he ended up giving it to Judas. And when he received the body of Christ in that moment, that's when the devil took over him, because he was in a state of mortal sin, because he already like made the deal to give Jesus up. And so yeah, after he received it, then he left to go tell the Jews like, hey, he's over here, go get him.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Snitched on him.
Snitch, bro. Yeah. Judas.
The way I had to explain to me, in a way, was like, dude, like imagine you're in like a household with like your family, and like you have a brother and then your mom and dad, right? And then it's like each night you have dinner together, and it's like, what if one day like you just like randomly like kill your brother, and then you still like, and then, oh, it's nighttime, you have dinner with your family. Like, is it not going to be awkward between your family? Like,
Yeah, that's
of course it is. So it's like, you're not like, you shouldn't assume yourself at the table because you did something like so bad. You know what I mean? Like, it would be like very arrogant of you to like be like, oh, I deserve a seat at this table, and to have, I deserve this food, I deserve to like eat with you guys, I deserve to have like a normal family life after I just killed, you know, my brother, and I didn't even repent about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way I've always like viewed it. Is like, dude, if I do something like really, really bad, I don't deserve this. You know, like I don't deserve this gift that like I need to get repentant for that first. But yeah, that's one of the sacraments. And then the
So
fifth,
what are we? We're at four sacraments?
we're
now?
at 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the 5th one is like anointing of the sick. So that's like whenever you're like, you're feeling like you're older or like you're sick and you're about to pass, like that's when you see like the priests come to the hospital.
Or you just got in a really bad car crash.
Yeah.
Like, it's not
Almost
looking
like,
good.
right, like almost like on the point of death. That's when the priest comes in and like anoints you with chrism, like oil, and it gives you like a special grace with that. And then like the 6th and 7th one are like pretty easy. Like 6th one is just marriage, like matrimony, and then the 7th one is like holy order. So like any of the priestly vows that people make, or like the vows to like the nun or like sisterhood, those vows are those sacraments are there for them
Yeah.
when you
And
receive
only
that.
priests can receive that sacrament. Like I
Yeah,
can't
holy
receive
order.
that sacrament.
Right.
Yeah. But then vice versa. Like priests can't receive the sacrament of matrimony.
Sure.
Yeah.
They can't get married.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know some Catholics, like one Catholic one Eastern Catholic church does allow priests to get married.
Yeah, the Byzantine rite. They allow their priests to get married.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I learned that recently.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's one of those moments when Rome, the Catholics let this certain part of the Eastern church to return into communion with the Catholic Church. So one of their stipulations was like, hey, you got to let our priests be able to get married, or else we can't join Catholicism.
Damn.
So the Pope was like, all right, that's cool. That's cool. And same thing for like Anglican priests, like those that convert from Anglicanism, because that's a different sect of Protestantism. They are more like like if you went to one of their services, it would be more like a Catholic vibe.
Oh.
Yeah, like it would be in a big church like that. Like at St. Mary's, like right next to it, there's this Lutheran church. And it looks like a Catholic church. It has the same like art and the stained glass and all that. But they're different. They're outside of the Catholic Church. So their priests are allowed to marry. And if they want to convert into Catholicism, if they're a priest and they already got married, then they could still be a priest in the Catholic Church. Like it's
a loophole.
It's a loophole, yeah. Yeah. But generally it's a no-go because it's really important for priests to be celibate.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Why is that?
Why is that? Dude, I would say like, oh, dude, how do I explain this? It's almost like a sacrifice. Like you sacrifice your celibacy in order to say like, oh,
you
like
sacrifice your worldly pleasures
to be like, I'm married to the church, and I've commit myself to like the church, and also in like a more practical sense, like the priests live their entire life like serving the church, like that's their job, that's their full-time job, and it's like it's tough to do that with kids and a family. It's like, dude, I might need a priest to come to the hospital at like midnight when like my father's about to die or something, like on his hospital bed, like I need the sacrament administered, and it'll be tough if the priest says, oh, I have family issues that I have to attain to. Like the priest like almost gives himself up and like becomes like the spiritual father of the church, so that all the parishioners that go to his church are like his, spiritual children.
True.
And in a way, like that is his priority, and like if he has like physical kids, he would probably prioritize those kids over his spiritual children.
True.
And so I would want my priest to like prioritize me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because if I'm having some rough times or whatever, I need to be able to call the priest and be like, hey, I need you to listen to me real quick.
And
if he's
they respond?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a therapy session.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, they're the original therapists.
Wow.
Yeah, everybody's all about this like whole therapy thing.
Yeah.
Really, all
That's
they need
literally
is
confession.
yeah. It's a
Yeah.
therapy session, dude. Yeah. Yeah, because when you go in there, dude, it's heavy. It feels heavy because you're like, oh man, I'm about to tell this guy my deepest, darkest secrets.
I need to go one time.
You want to go to confession?
Yeah, I want to see what it's like.
Yeah. Like I was just there on Saturday and I was nervous, like on my way there and like walking in like to the church, and I'm like, oh man, like
You still feel very nervous?
how am I gonna say this? And every time it feels like I feel nervous because it's like if I'm going to confess something that I have already confessed previously, it feels like I'm not repentant. Like it's like, okay, I asked forgiveness for this, but then like 2 weeks later I do it again. And I don't know, to me it just feels embarrassing. It feels like, oh, I definitely failed in a big way here. So it just feels embarrassing. And then when I go up to the priest, I even mentioned that to the priest. I'm like, I want to ask forgiveness for like this lack of repentant spirit that I have, that like, even though I say I'm sorry, I end up doing it again in like 2 weeks. Like, I don't know what that's about, but I need you to know that. I need you to know that this is a problem with me right now. Yeah. And then they give you advice, like just some genuine advice. Like in this case, he was like, "Listen, man, what I want you to do is I want you to identify what the trigger is for that bad thing you do. Like what is triggering you to do that? Like before you do it, like just think about the last like hour or 5 minutes or whatever before you did it. Like what made you actually do it? What triggered you to put yourself in that headspace? And then once you determine that and it happens again, then come back and we'll talk about it.
I need to go. So.
Yeah. Is there anything like that in Hinduism? Like to forgive whatever bad stuff is in your conscience?
I don't think, not like formal like this.
Mhm.
Maybe there is some sort of ritual thing, but not like regular like confession.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't even think of one.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that because I think my mom said something similar to what you guys are talking about, but it's more like in a ritual form.
Ah,
It's
yeah.
not as
Mhm.
easy like a talk, you know?
Yeah.
So
It's more you have to do this whole thing. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it's beneficial. I think it's
Yeah.
like if Protestants started doing that. Problem is that they don't have the seal of confession. So if you go confess yourself to like some pastor or whatever, like he's not obligated by God to take that secret that you just told him to his grave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Catholics are. Like if you're a priest and you break that, you're automatically excommunicated.
Whoa.
Like you're automatically taken outside the Catholic Church.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, let's say it was like some murder or I'm planning a murder. You can't say nothing. Right? Like that's
the priest can't say anything.
That's
No.
crazy.
He can give you advice. And he probably will.
Yeah, he'll probably tell you like, "Hey, obviously I'm not going to say anything, but like in order for you to be forgiven, you have to turn yourself in."
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that. Or yeah, he could withhold forgiveness, and he could also say like, until you do this, like because penance is what you do to repent, or how would you describe penance?
I would describe penance as like something that you do to like mitigate the harm that you did. So like let's say like I did something like really bad. Like I put like I'm just thinking about like from a very like engineering perspective. Like I put like -5 like into the system. I need like the system is now imbalanced by -5. I need to make it balance again by putting in +5. And so penance is like my way of putting +5 back into the world. And like most of the times like penance is like really basic, like, oh, just say like these kind of prayers. And it's mainly determined by like the priest, what he wants to give you. But oftentimes priests will be somewhat creative with their penance and be like, yo, like go do like a random act of kindness for someone today. You know, or like, oh, go do that for like a week. Do something every single day. Be very kind to like help someone else out, you know? Just stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's the way I would describe penance, is like a counteraction for like the evil that you did.
Yeah. Sometimes it's harder than others. Like I think one time you had to be in adoration for how long?
Dude, I had to do like an hour like every day.
Wow.
What does that mean, adoration?
Like I had to just basically like he asked me to like do like a spiritual like meditation for like an hour a day for a whole week to like in order to like fulfill my penance. But that was at a Marian church.
Oh.
So it was like very different. Or it was not very different, but like it was a different experience for me. He was like, yeah, every day this week I need you to like go out for an hour and like just like meditate on the gospel and like pray.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, that's a lot.
Yeah, sometimes they tell you to pray a whole rosary. Like I had a guy told me I had to do a novena,
Mhm.
and I didn't really know what those were. So I had to look that up. And it's basically you just have to do this prayer for consecutively for 9 consecutive days. Is that how would you describe a novena?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like a 9-day like spiritual reflection.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually guided by like someone. Like you pretty much like the church community like does it around the world. So like for instance, like whenever the Pope died, like we had a 9-day novena where like the entire church prayed and followed the same like spiritual reflections and like said the same prayers for like 9 days straight. And I think it's a very like I think it's a strength that the church has, because this is a very universal like thing, where it's like, dude, I'm praying this today, and I know like I have a Catholic like person that I've never met him, but like he's praying the same exact thing that I'm praying, across the world. I think that's so
True.
cool, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I'm not doing this alone.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
It's really that's really cool to me. Like almost like these viral like challenges that people do online, like 75 hard, like stuff like that, where like they go like 75 days without like drinking and like doing like exercise. You've heard of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is really cool to like have these things that you participate in as a Catholic.
Yeah, it's like if I go to church in China or something, it should be the exact same service that we get here,
Hmm.
or at least it used to, because everything used to be in Latin. Now if you go to like Italy or something, it might be in Italian, or if you go to Russia, it'll be in Russian.
Even here, it could be some in English, right?
It could be in English or in
Oh.
Spanish. The majority here is either in English or Spanish.
Also, finding these Latin ones are hard.
Yeah, very hard. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one could say they're being suppressed. Yeah.
Strange.
Yeah. No, there's a lot, man, and
Yeah.
it's really interesting. But yeah, like you said, what I think is so awesome about the Catholic Church is that it's all over the world.
Mm.
Like it's, like I'm a Catholic, and and my origin is like from Mexico, right? But I can be in communion with Catholic here in America, or Catholic in Vietnam, Catholic in Ethiopia, in Africa, or whatever. Like everybody is within one church, and I could go to confession in Africa, and I could be absolved from my sins, or whatever. Like,
Dude, but these Protestant branches are regional.
very
Like you
regional.
have Southern Baptists in like the southern U.S. only. Like if I go to Australia or like Asia or something, I'm like, oh, I'm a Southern Baptist. They're like, what is that? Like, what do you mean? Like they wouldn't know what you're talking about at all.
Yeah.
So it's very regional, and it's like I don't think the truth, like whatever is like 100% true, I don't think that is like God wanted that to be regional.
Mm.
Like he wanted that to be universal. He wouldn't want like, oh, like only like the people who were born in this area and speak this language, like they are the ones that are 100% know the truth. And like anyone else, if you want access to the truth, you have to like talk to them.
Yeah.
It's like I don't think God would gatekeep that information like that.
Yeah. And then
In my
truth
opinion.
is pretty powerful too. Like when you think of the word true, like what do you think about?
Like this is the law kind of thing. This is it.
This is
Yeah. Like I think of like
it's
0 or
binary.
1.
Yeah, it's binary. But now in our world, like everything is so obfuscated that
Yeah.
no one really knows what the truth is anymore.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like what Jesus calls himself, he calls himself the truth.
Oh, okay.
Like ultimately, if you like go back to the root cause of anything in this world, it usually just goes back to Jesus. He calls himself the Logos.
Mm-hmm.
The
Divine.
Logos. Huh?
The divine.
The divine, the
Divine.
ultimate truth. Yeah. But yeah, man, that's a lot of Catholic theology packed into
Yeah.
packed into an hour
Yeah.
conversation. What do you think? Like of all these different rites and religions and stuff like that.
I didn't know it was that big and branched out.
Dude, there's a
'Cause,
lot. There's
no.
so much.
I tried looking at Christianity. That's it. I just see that.
Yeah.
I don't know what Catholic, Orthodox, Protestant. I just think of the same thing.
Yeah.
Like the whole Trinity concept, Jesus,
Mhm.
that. But I didn't know. Then bam, your beliefs, this, rituals, that. It's all so different. Didn't know.
Yeah. It
But
used
all
to
the
be all
religions
one.
are kind of like that too. They all have their branch.
Mhm.
Hinduism too has so much branch.
Yeah. There's different. There's no agreement.
Exactly.
In any religion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even like Muslims, there's a huge divide between the Shia and the Sunni sect of Islam, and there's no ultimate arbiter as to like who's gonna say yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Other than Muhammad, but like he died a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes the Catholics even more rare, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like just the OGs, like you said.
Yeah. Exactly.
No branch, nothing.
Yeah. There's I don't know if there's any kind of like succession from Muhammad to.
Dude, because
to now.
right when he died, that's when they had their first conflict.
Yeah.
Because they were like, who's gonna like be the successor. Because Muhammad, when he left, he didn't like leave a successor. Like he left it up to the people.
True.
And so that's why we have the Shias. Is like, yo, like the successor of Muhammad has to be like from Muhammad's bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Sunnis were like, it's a vote. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So right when the dude died is when they started having their first like major conflict.
Split.
Yeah.
You know? So they're already off to a great start.
Yeah. Tough.
Tough. Yeah.
Judaism, they have a bunch of splitting or no?
Yeah.
They do?
Yeah, they definitely do.
Oh.
They've had splits since like before Christ.
Oh.
Like there was 12 different tribes of Judaism,
Mhm.
I think. Yeah. And again, there was no unity. There was no unity in religion up until Jesus came. So that's tough.
Yeah, Jesus is referenced in Islam and Judaism. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild. It's wild that it all comes down to this one guy.
Mm-hmm.
There's one guy that
Even in Hinduism, some people believe that like Jesus was like, because in Hinduism there's avatars, which are like human form gods.
Yeah.
Some people like Hinduism believes that like Jesus is one of that too.
Mm-hmm.
Like was some avatar.
Yeah, that was crazy when I found that out. Because it turns out all religions kind of like acknowledge Jesus in one way or another. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. If there's anything there's to debate about, the one thing you can't debate about is whether or not Jesus was a real person.
Yeah, like he existed.
Yeah.
I used to think that. How can you know he's real? Like 2,000 years ago, there's no pictures. There's no like,
No
do they have his skeleton? No, it's like, but yeah, all these stories, cross-referencing is like, bam, enough proof.
Yeah. And you know how you were saying that there's little truths in all religions?
Yeah.
And all that? Well, that's kind of what a lot of the division in the churches nowadays, because there's a lot of bishops and a lot of clergy that believe in what's called ecumenism, where you kind of level all religions on the same playing field. So they started teaching that you can be Muslim and be saved. You could be outside of the Catholic Church and be saved. Whereas before it was like, nah, dude, if you're Muslim or Jewish or like anything else, it's like, nah, man, like you need some truth in your life. Now it's not that way. Like there was recently a bishop that I think in Detroit maybe that went up inside this Muslim mosque and started talking about how like I feel no better fraternity anywhere else in the world, but that I do right here with all my Muslim brothers and sisters or whatever. And it is a Catholic bishop, and he's over here saying like, oh yeah, I feel more fraternity here than I do with my own like brothers and sisters in the Catholic faith. Like it gets so like they're sowing a lot of confusion and confusion in a lot of Catholics, and that's division within the church right now. That and like the Latin Mass and stuff like that. Yeah, like yesterday when I went to confession, outside of the church, there was this one guy just on the corner. He had a sign that said "Co-Redemptrix." You know how Pope Leo and Cardinal Fernandez, they just came out with this public statement saying that it's inappropriate to say co-mediatrix or co-redemptrix in reference to Mary because it makes the Protestants feel uncomfortable. So this guy's like big gripe with that is that there's like Catholics are ashamed to be Catholic now, and they wanna make it more open for like Protestants to come in. So we have to change or like be less, how would you say,
less real,
up front? Yeah, less real about what our dogmas are. Yeah,
and more accommodating.
And yeah, so this guy was just like pretty mad about it. He's like, no, we're Catholic. Yeah. So yeah, man, it gets heavy. It gets heavy.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people don't want to talk about it, I feel like.
Even within Catholics, like a Novus Ordo type, I've seen a lot of videos of Novus Ordo type Catholics talking a lot of negative stuff about traditionalists. Yeah, it's like being a traditionalist inside the Catholic Church you're like a black sheep. At least it feels like it. Or at least that's how the hierarchy is treating them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%, dude.
Yeah. And then you start talking about the Jewish question, then it gets even more heavy.
Dude, like no one even wants to talk about that, I feel like.
No. No.
That never even comes up at church or anything.
Yeah.
It's just too heavy.
Whereas before, it was very evident in the church that like this, like it used to be part of the liturgy. I think I told you where we would kneel for like a lot of our people outside of the Catholic Church, but when it came to the Jews, we wouldn't kneel.
Mm.
And be like, no, we're not kneeling for the people that crucified my Lord.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll still pray for them. We'll still,
Mhm.
like hope good for them, but
Yeah.
we pray for their conversion. Because the thing with Jews is that, or when you think of Jews, Christians, or Muslims, they all come from the same like storyline.
Yeah.
It's like first it was the Jews, and Jesus came, and that converted like a lot of the Jews into Christians, and then from there was a lot of aggressive fighting between Christians and Jews, because at the time Christians were very much prosecuted and martyred and tortured and stuff. Even after Jesus, like all of his apostles got tortured
Damn.
and crucified as well. Well,
They
not all of
died
them.
the same way as
Some of them, like Peter, our first pope, he was crucified upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's even worse.
Yeah, he was like, crucify me upside down. I can't be crucified the same way my Lord was.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's why a lot of the reason why Christianity blew up is because there were so many people that were willing to die for it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because all you have to do is like, all right, yeah, listen, man, I don't believe in this Jesus guy anymore. Leave me alone. And be like, all right, cool. But if
Bye-bye.
you're like, no, Jesus is Lord, be like, all right, let's go crucify you now.
Damn. And after all that, it still survived.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How did it survive? How did it blow up?
Well, it was underground for a while.
Damn.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like the masses that we attend like nowadays. They used to be like in caves, in catacombs, and stuff like that.
Oh. It's like a secret society almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Weird.
Yeah, before they used to call Christians like cannibals because we would always talk about the body and blood of Christ and how
Mhm.
we're eating the body and blood of Christ at every mass.
Sure.
And before we wouldn't, they wouldn't allow anybody outside the church into the consecration of the Eucharist because that was only for Catholics. So they would let them come to the first part of the mass, but then like after the homily, once the stuff was really starting to get going, they'd ask everybody, "All right, you guys could step out." But now everybody like stays.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's a lot of change over the last 2,000 years. Well, not a lot of change, I guess. Like if you think of how change happens with the Catholic Church, it's been pretty resilient over the last 2,000 years.
Yeah. I'll say mostly so.
Yeah,
So Vatican II.
up until 1960.
And what was
Yeah.
that change again?
Vatican II, where they changed the rituals and they changed like certain teachings of how you should go about teaching the faith to people. Whereas before it's like, hey, listen, we have the truth, come to the truth. Now it's like, okay, we have the fullness of the truth. You guys have some kind of the truth, and that's okay. So
Mhm.
you don't have to be Catholic. And it makes Catholics doubt whether or not, like, okay, but if that's okay, if it's okay for like them to stay Muslim or whatever, then why am I Catholic?
Yeah.
Yeah, why am I following
Yeah.
these rules and stuff like that? Yeah. So a lot of confusion.
So not really a good change or a bad change, just
Well, I don't know. I mean, most I would say most Catholics just don't really. They probably don't even know that Vatican II happened. They probably don't even know that there is this thing called what's it called? A concilium, when all the bishops come to Rome and
Ecumenical Council.
Yeah, an ecumenical
that's
council.
a big word.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Ecumenic.
Yeah, most
Ecumenical.
Catholics don't know that happens.
Yeah.
Like over periods of time, because there's only been like 6 or 7 of them that has happened over the last 2,000 years.
Basically, that's like a P1 like emergency meeting.
If you-
Yeah.
you-
Like, yo, we got to stop everything we're doing now and go to the Vatican and talk about this.
Yeah,
Basically,
yeah,
or sort this out.
yeah, and that's why there's minimal division within Catholicism as opposed to all the other religions, because once dogma is settled, then that's what you have to believe. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. What else do you guys want to talk about? It's like VG.
I feel like we talk a lot about like religious stuff.
Yeah.
A lot about Catholicism and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like you guys talked about morality and like truth and stuff like that last time. I will see if we guys want to continue off that.
Yeah, what did we even talk about?
Like, I think last time you guys talked about like, I don't know. I don't remember. Dude, it's like off the top of my head, but I can't say it. It's like,
where does morality come from? Like in the podcast, he was saying that it's just natural. It comes out naturally, right?
yeah. Where do you? So
Like
you
you're
think
born with it.
morality comes? I want to hear what VG thinks. Like, do you think morality, like, oh, like my feeling of like right from wrong, like what I should do, what I shouldn't do, like, where do you think that comes from? Like,
Yeah, I think it's like, like your social conditioning, your parent conditioning, like how you grew up, your like environment, because you see right and wrong as you grow up, right? Oh yeah. But then you start questioning your right and wrong as you go through life too.
Yeah.
It's just like the character that you're at right now. I think that
The character that you're at?
yeah. Because like at this age and this character, you might think this is right and this is wrong.
Mhm.
But later on, you'll be like, never mind. This is actually not wrong. Like I think it keeps changing. But there's obviously some hard truths, some hard things that are like good and bad, obviously, right?
Right.
But there's definitely those gray area ones that you keep flipping around that I think is character based. Like, what's your thinking process? How you were programmed back then? That's my 2 cents.
Dude, I think I don't know. I think morality is something that is like I feel like it's dangerous when we start changing morality.
True.
Like I feel like it's like almost with like any change, it's like you have to realize like, why am I making this change? Like, is it for the better or for the worse? And I feel like morality is, there's always like there has to be like one right thing to do in every scenario. It's just like I feel like morality is like is in a way, like morality is something that is always like, it's always there, and it's always something that is like it's already like defined. Like what I mean by that is like, dude, if you just like spitball scenarios at me, like, yo, what would you do in this scenario? What did you do in this scenario? What would you do in this scenario? Like, I feel like morality can answer like the correct way, like every single time. But I feel like we as humans, like we're going to make mistakes, but we should try our best to like follow what we think is the best decision, like what we think our moral conscience is guiding us to do. But I feel like there's always like underlyingly, like there's always a morality that's like constant, that's not changing. But it's just like the thing that's changing is like our understanding of what's right and wrong. And we're more so like aligning ourselves to the correct like morality in a way. You know what I mean? Like I feel like morality is always there. It's hidden. And like we're like straying away from that path sometimes. But as we get older and as we go more experienced, like we're going to keep finding ourselves like on that path. Like hopefully we should be like trying to like get on that path.
Trying to pick good.
Yeah.
Well, because like, I mean, over time back then, I don't think we valued human life as much as we do now.
Yeah, sure.
Like ancient people, like you could just kill somebody, and it's like, yeah, whatever, man.
Yeah, barbaric.
What was he doing? You know, like it's cool. Or slavery. Like when did slavery become morally wrong?
Only until recently, right? Like the last 200 years or 100.
Yeah,
that's crazy. It's like a whole different worldview. That's why it keeps changing. That's why I keep thinking it. But it shouldn't be changing like you're saying.
Yeah, but do you feel like slavery has always been wrong? We just realized that it was wrong?
Yeah, just realized it's wrong. That's why I like I don't know if it's like an awareness thing. It's like, shit. I don't know.
Dude, but it's so hard to like decide that. Like if you're living in that program, it's so hard to like decide that.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to be someone outside looking in.
Yeah.
Where like you're not, you're outside like not only like the world, like space, but like you're also outside of time.
True.
So you can see like the past, the present, and the future.
True.
So you can know like, yo, like these guys, they've been straying the wrong way for like this amount of time.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I feel like there genuinely is like a straight path for morality. It's just like humanity, like you said, has been like
Yeah.
off the rails. in
Based
terms
on
of,
what
like,
culture, religion, this, that, you have a certain set of moralities, right?
exactly,
Each one has a certain set. So which one is the right one? Or
exactly.
like the best one? Maybe they're all kind of off on certain things, right?
Yeah,
And it's all based on a program, and you have to get out of the program to like,
exactly.
Yeah.
You have to get out of the program in order to see.
yeah. But it's hard to get out of the program because you're in the program.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it would be impossible to get out of the program.
Possible, but you just gotta shut everything out. Yeah, no, because I try to stay away from anything that programs.
Yeah.
Even like that's why all my life I stay away from religion.
Oh, really? Programs you?
Yeah, programs you think a certain way. I feel like believe a certain set of things.
Mhm.
Like affects your free thinking. I feel like.
Yeah, but do
But
you?
it definitely guides you on a good path. That's for sure.
Yeah, but I don't know. My question to you is like, do you ever ask, like there are certain questions that you have to like ask, and certain curiosities that you have to follow in order to like become religious. Like,
True.
but I guess like you've never asked those questions. Like maybe your question is like, like the question that you might have is like, yo, like how do we come on this earth, or like how were we created? And like, do you ever like look into that?
Always. Yeah.
Always?
Yeah. Yeah, I was super spiritual, but just not like I always knew there was some like God for
Mhm.
sure. Like I always had that thought. There has to be some God, just logically thinking like how the world is.
Yeah.
But I never wanted to be associated with like this religion, that religion.
Oh,
I like to like learn like from Buddhism, Hinduism, now Christianity, and
right.
kind of see the values and everything and the differences.
Mhm.
Because then when you zoom out of everybody, like I was telling him in the other podcast, I see a lot of core messages that are all of them trying to say, about like how to live, just be calm, like that kind of stuff, like what I was saying in the other podcast.
Yeah. But do you feel like outside of that? Because like my thing is like, I feel like if you get exposure to like all these religions, like outside of that, like they cannot, like all of them cannot coexist. Like
True.
like these religions are not religions that like can coexist with each other. In the sense that like dude, if I follow this one, I'm actively choosing to like not follow the others. You know what I mean?
Sure. There's
So, like-
some stark differences between them, right?
Yeah, and maybe some religions just say like, yo, like this religion is just straight up wrong.
Yeah. True.
You know what I mean?
True.
So I don't know if you've looked into like, because like I feel like right now you have a very general understanding of like all the different religions,
Just
like,
high level.
a very high level.
Like I don't get into nitty gritty kind of thing, like of like the real history, like the people involved, the rituals, like just like the high level messages, the core value. Like I like in Christianity the 7 deadly sins, that kind of concept.
Mhm.
See that a lot in all the other religions.
Yeah.
Hinduism, Buddhism, they all have that same like concept, like the ego. Try to be
Right.
calm. Don't
Like-
be like attached to things,
Yeah. Yeah.
All of those core values, I've been seeing it in all of the religions.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to talk about is how we define the Trinity, because I don't know how to talk about that in an educated way. Like that's a tough one. Like,
I feel like the Trinity is one of those things where it's like we will never be able to explain it as humans because we don't have the tools to. Like God didn't give us the tools to be able to like understand, explain, and be able to like.
so do you think no one really understands the Trinity?
I mean, I feel like no one fully understands it. No,
Mm.
I don't think anyone fully understands it. There's definitely people that can explain it, but you're just explaining something that's like, you're pretty much like not like humans are not able to see the fourth dimension, but the fourth dimension exists, fifth dimension exists. Like we're not able to see it. You can try your best to like explain to me what that means, but I can only understand so much. I don't have the eyes to be able to like, God didn't give me the eyes to be able to see the fourth dimension. And I feel like the Trinity is one of those things where it's like you can't really know until you step outside of it. Like when you're outside the world and you can finally understand.
Is there only one God? Yes, there is only one God. How many persons are there in God? In God there are 3 divine persons, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And speaking of persons in God, we do not use the term in exactly the same way we use it when speaking about people. We use it only for lack of another to show our meaning better. Yeah, so like there just isn't words to describe the Trinity, I guess.
But it's a whole thing, right? It's like a whole.
Yeah, it's one of the it's one of the center dogmas of Christianity. Like you can't really consider yourself a Christian unless you believe in the Trinity. Like there's Mormons, there's like I don't even think Jehovah's Witnesses believe in
No, they
the
don't.
Trinity.
They don't.
But they claim to be Christian. But like if you look at any kind of like record or whatever, they're not actually considered Christian.
Yeah. They call themselves Christians though.
But what is the Trinity then? Like a
Yeah.
third guy? Because I just know,
Trinity-
the Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Mhm.
But then what does that mean, I guess?
So-
Is that the question?
Yeah.
So the way I would describe it is like we humans, like I am one being and I am one person as well. Like I'm Jack Doe and then I'm one human being. But like in the sense of God, he is one being, like he's one like being, like meaning like one existence. But there are three persons to his being: the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. But they're all like it's all one being, not three distinct beings.
So like
Yeah.
if the Father does something, the Son does it, and the Holy Spirit does it. And if the Holy Spirit does something, the Son does it, and the Father. Like they all are in agreement all the time.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But again, like I think the Trinity is something that is probably very, very interesting to get into.
Mm-hmm.
Like as you start understanding it, like it kind of opens your mind up to a lot more like possibilities. I'm just like very premature in that type of thinking theology wise, but it's definitely drilled into us. Like even in the Nicene Creed, or even in the sign of the cross. Like we just do the sign of the cross every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Father, Son, Holy Spirit, every single time. Also, did you ever have like a different sign of the cross?
No.
Because when I grew up, my mom, before going to bed, like she would always do like the nightly prayers with me, and
Uh-huh.
we would it was your angel of, like, you know how we all have personal angels
Mhm.
that take care of us. Like you're praying to your angel. I just remember the prayer in Spanish. I don't know. I don't really know. So it's Ángel de mi guarda, dulce compañía, no me desampare. Yeah, so there's probably an English version of it. But you say that prayer, but then the way that we did the sign of the cross is like, yeah, this is like the quick version of doing it, but like the long version is like here, 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 here,
Mm.
here, and then Father, Son, Holy Spirit. And-
Oh, dude, I've seen that.
Yeah.
You do that at mass. They go like,
oh no, that's the
but it's similar, no?
before the gospel. No,
Because isn't that what you just did? You were just like,
no,
you made
no,
a cross here.
Por la señal de Santa Cruz. Por la señal. Yeah, I forgot it. No.
Dude, the first time you did it, it was very similar. Like you did it over your head, you did it over your mouth, and you did it over your chest.
No, I went like here, 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 here.
Yeah, like your forehead, and then your mouth,
Maybe,
and then
yeah.
your chest, and then you
Yeah.
did a.
There's just a lot more crosses all over your body. Yeah, yeah. And the Orthodox do it the inverse way. Instead of going here, 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 they do here, here, here.
There's these small little differences that, like, oh, we're different.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, just these small nuances, dude. Like, let's just come back together and let's be a big church again. That's what I feel like.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, dude, we're just like fighting over these small little nuances. Like,
Yeah. How's the life in America as immigrants? Because I think we all come from different parts of the world.
Sure.
Like me from Mexico, you from Vietnam, your family's from Sri Lanka. Like like we're all in this room, but like our family has come from like all.
Like for me, it's like I was mentioning it kind of in the last podcast. Like you grow up like at home in this kind of Eastern culture, and then you're in this Western culture environment, and all the kids are in the Western culture environment too. So you're trying to be like that, act like that, want to do what they do, but then at home it's like a completely opposite vibe.
Yeah.
More conservative, more strict, this, that. You always want that kind of freedom, but then later on, you're like, actually, this Eastern kind of mindset was better. So I don't know. That was my headspace for that.
Yeah.
dude, I think I agree, because it's like you come from like because I also come from like an Eastern culture, and it's very more strict,
More old school.
Yes. And then I'm like, dude, I don't like this. I don't really want this. And then
Mhm.
you go into the Western culture in the world, and everything just seems so messed up.
Yeah.
And everyone is everywhere
Mhm.
in the sense that like there's no like grounding of anything. Like anyone, you just you just believe what you want to believe, do what you want to do. You know, as long as you're happy.
Yeah.
That's the thing nowadays.
But chaos. I was thinking
It's
about that
it's all
chaos.
chaotic, and it's like the Eastern side. At least we have structure.
Mhm.
Like the main things that I've learned from like my Asian culture, and it's like a very very like fundamental thing is like family is very important. Respect your elders.
Yep.
Like these are just basic things that you know I've always learned as a kid.
They used to be the same thing here, though. Like
Uh-huh.
here was very like conservative in that way as well. That type of mindset.
Mhm.
It
Then what
wasn't
happened?
until like the 70s ish where we had that cultural revolution, like the hippie type stuff.
Oh damn.
Yeah, that all like the family. The family was like
The core.
the core of the American life. Like it was very very pronounced in the culture. But over the last 60 years, it's just been very the family has been very deteriorated. Talking about like people nowadays, they don't want to have kids. It's more of a
Yeah.
like it's a how would you say, it's an inconvenience for a lot of
Mhm.
people.
True.
And for women, it's sold to them as like, hey, you're exposing yourself to growing this like creature inside of you, and it's just gonna split you open. And like they sell it in a very like gruesome, like not something that you ever want to do type of way.
Scary, you know?
Yeah. Whereas before it was like the ultimate like power that
Yeah.
women had. That was like,
It's
oh my
creation.
gosh, yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, so it's definitely deteriorated. I wouldn't say it's like a Eastern Western type difference. It's just like a I don't know. It's the work of the devil, I guess.
Negativity.
Yeah.
no, but I feel like us in the Eastern culture at least, like dude, elderly respect and family respect was always like, especially elder respect was always like number one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Can't break that.
like
It's
dude,
like a
we
code.
would like bow to, out of respect to like our elderly like grandfathers and people,
Yeah.
and like I never saw that in the American culture.
It's the
And-
opposite too.
yeah,
Yeah,
It's a
but
lot of
I
disrespect.
also think nowadays what he's talking about, like with the culture, it's like I feel like the way that the the culture portrays like sex now is like a very like, oh, just do it out of fun thing. Like you can do it with your, you know, another guy, or like two girls can do it together.
Yeah.
You know, it's like whatever makes you feel happy, like whatever makes you feel pleasure.
Yeah.
And it's
Floats
like
your boat.
yeah, and it's like from that we have like, you know, girls and women are scared to get pregnant because they're afraid that like their father's gonna leave, you know? And then they're like, oh, let's get an abortion, whatever. And then like the whole family is like not even, the structure's like not even there because like, okay, you have a single mother who's pregnant, and then the father left. And
Yeah.
it's like the kid grows up and the kid doesn't know like what it means to like have a father.
Yeah.
And so it's like, why would I respect my grandparents?
Yeah.
It's like, you guys weren't around when I was struggling with my mom. Like it was just
Yeah.
me and mom,
Mhm.
you know? And so I feel like that has
True.
effed up a lot of society.
True.
Is like not having both parents around,
Yeah.
like not having a dad, or like not having a mom, and like not having a good caring like
System.
Like they just, you know, that chaos just grows unchecked. Cause like, dude, when we're kids, like you're a kid, dude, like your thoughts go everywhere, your behavior is everywhere.
Mhm.
Your parents checked you, like
Yeah.
they confined you into like, yo, you should be growing in this direction.
Yeah. Shaping.
Yeah, they shaped you into like the man and the person you are today. But dude, if you don't have a family around, like your growth just becomes unchecked,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And then that uncheckedness just goes into like chaos.
Yeah.
And that chaos just like becomes entire society. If you have so many people like that.
And that's what we have now.
That's what I feel like we have now. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
People sleeping.
yeah, well, our moral leaders have been caught sleeping at the wheel for the last 70 years. Yeah. So that's what I would say is like broken in American culture right now, because before I would say like like this was the pinnacle of culture.
Mhm.
Like the bee's knees type of thing. Like American culture was like universal at some point.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Like the the Roaring 20s. Like, did you guys ever learn about that in school?
Yes.
Yeah, the 1920s here in
1920s.
the U.S. was like peak U.S. Like,
Didn't the depression happen at the same time?
the depression happened immediately after that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
after 1929,
Yep.
1930. Oh, it went downhill, and it went downhill quick. Yeah, and that was like, why did that depression happen?
I think it was an issue with the bank or something with money.
Yeah, stock
It always
market
starts with
crash.
money.
Mm-hmm.
Anything like that always starts with
What
something money.
caused it to crash?
I think like what had happened was like the bank was in the Roaring 20s. Everyone was like booming and like having fun, and like, you know, when you're in that kind of economy, everyone's trying to spend, you know, like, yo, let's go out, do stuff, spend, buy house, like, you know, do all these crazy things. And what was happening was I think the bank was loaning out too much, and then it started catching up to the bank where like they had loaned out too much, and they're not able to, like, you know, cover their losses whenever they're trying to like get the actual money back from the people. Because like when you're loaning money out, like you expect it back at a increased like interest rate, right? But like if the people aren't paying them back, then like, you know, the bank can no longer like loan out money. So I think that is what caused the crash. Was like, dude, we were just going like way too ham in the 20s,
Way too.
spending wise.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We should check history on that
Yeah.
after.
Actually, yeah. Let's use
Fact check.
That was my
fact check. This is actually a pretty interesting piece of history that you should probably know about. Let's see.
I think it was 1929.
What caused the? Oh man, come on. While visiting this site, allow this time. What caused the Great Depression in the 1930s? How did we go from the Roaring 20s down to the Great Depression in the 1930s? It's not going to talk back to me. I guess we should use Grok for this. The transition wasn't one caused by a set of weaknesses in the 1920s that turned normal downtown into a decade-long collapse. Underlying weaknesses: agricultural depression. Okay, so I remember this because it had, like, remember the Dust Bowl?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had a Great Depression. Like, agriculturally, we couldn't grow crops anymore. Farmers had expanded during World War I to feed Europe. Oh, okay. So farmers started buying a lot more land and started cultivating that land in order to send food and stuff to Europe so they could sustain themselves during World War I, because all of their territory was overrun by war.
Wait, World War I was in 1910
or something, right?
No, it was after the Great Depression.
No, that was World War II. World War II was after the Great Depression.
Yeah, like
That's what
30s.
got us out of the Great Depression, actually.
The war helped.
Yeah.
I thought World War I got us out of the Great Depression. I thought World War I and World War II happened like pretty. Dude, let me look into this. I need a refresher.
Unequal distribution of gains. Productivity rose fast. Wages didn't keep pace. A large share of income growth went to the top, which
You're
meant
right.
consumption.
You're right.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, World War I was before it was like 1914.
1914?
Yeah.
Dang, so World War I and World War II happened pretty close together then, huh?
Yeah.
I never thought about that. I thought they were pretty far apart from each other. But no, there was like a period that would, like, the whole world just really wanted to. I mean, we're pretty much in World War III right now.
Yeah, basically. Maybe all this war is to prevent, like, I mean,
It prevents another crash. Yeah.
Or we're in a crash or about to, and then
Well, that's kind of how I heard some economists try to describe our situation now. Is that, we live in a very evil society run by like very evil people, and war is the main thing that is sustaining our day-to-day lives right now as far as the economy. But everybody realizes this, but no one wants to turn the spigot off, the war spigot off, because if we stop war, everything crashes.
That's crazy.
That's why I don't know why I asked you this, but I thought it was interesting to say, would the world economy collapse if Israel loses?
Probably.
Wait, say that again?
Would the world economy collapse if Israel loses?
Yeah. Because if Israel loses, that means America lost. If America lost, they probably ran out of money, right? To keep funding.
Yeah.
And if America collapses, that's the world's economy right there.
Yeah.
Everything crashes.
China
Even
takes
China
over.
tanks too, because
You think China?
yeah,
Oh
'cause
yeah,
Americans are buying a bunch.
yeah.
Yeah, we buy. Yeah.
Dude, China goes down with us.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
everything goes down because it's like a global economy now, right?
Yeah.
Everybody depends on everybody.
Yeah.
But that's why, like, I see Trump's vision in trying to like pull back and stop depending on everybody.
Yeah.
Because if a collapse happens anywhere, it'll affect everybody.
Yeah.
You know, like of the big geopolitical countries.
Yeah.
Right.
That's wild.
Like if China collapses, U.S. is fucked too, right? And vice
Yeah.
versa.
Uh-huh.
So they both need to sustain each other.
It's like we're both pointing a gun at each other.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
all right, bro. We're running a Mexican standoff right now. Dude.
And it leads to like growth, I feel like. We have a AI arms race, like the Cold War.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's like an artificial division that has been implanted into us so that we're put a lot more effort in AI development.
Yeah. Competing in general for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Cars, this, that.
Yeah, this is probably the conversations that Trump actually has in the Oval Office as far as like what to do, because everybody doesn't like this war with Iran, but then they tell him this like, hey, yeah, no one likes war, but if you don't do this, the world economy is going to collapse and everybody's screwed.
Well,
and Trump's like,
for him too, because if he takes control of Iran, bam, that's oil right there, you know?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but he's losing bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, so regardless of what the outcome is now, like right now, the world orders has completely changed. It went from like the U.S. supremacy of the whole world. Now it's not just U.S., but it's also U.S., China, and believe it or not, Iran is up there now.
Iran.
Yeah, because of the way they're able to control their oil.
And yeah, then constricting it affects everybody.
It affects everybody. Yeah. So they have that power.
Dang.
And they're very, like, their people are very resilient people because they have such a decentralized government. Whereas opposed to here in the U.S., it's a very centralized government. Same thing in China, it's a very centralized government. So you could topple a regime and then just chaos happens. Thing with Iran is that their leadership is scattered all over Iran and it's not very, like, official. So, like, the U.S. or Israel can plan on, like, killing, like, let's say they just killed the Ayatollah, the leader of Iran, but that didn't plunge Iran into chaos because the rest of the areas of Iran, they all have their own thing going for them, and they're all like working towards the same goal, but their own way without communicating.
Oh, that's strange.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
And their goal right now is to
Take
destroy the Western hierarchy right now.
And they work together, bad.
Yeah.
Interesting. Any other place like that?
What?
Decentralized?
Oh yeah, decent.
They get a lot of Africa, right? No.
Yeah, but Africa is like plunged into chaos already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know about all the Christians that are being killed in Africa?
Yes.
They're being targeted?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many Christians have died in Africa over the last? How many? Yeah, have died in Africa over the last like 5 years. Bishop Barron said this on Tucker one time, where he said that the 21st century has seen more Christian deaths than the past 20 combined.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And why is that?
Africa, mainly, I think. I don't know where the persecution is coming from.
It's mostly in Africa. So if we think about like the most persecuted religion in the world, we sometimes think Jews, like Jews are being viewed negatively right now or whatever, or Islam, people like think they're all terrorists or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like people that are actually dying, like those are the Christians down in Africa right now, dude.
Mm.
And I, like the thing is that usually this is what caused the Crusades. And the Catholic Church has been or at least at the parish level, has been relatively silent.
So who's killing the Christians?
Muslims.
The Muslims?
Yeah. African Muslims. Yeah.
Did you ever see Christians killing Muslims back? No.
Crusades.
Oh yeah. Besides them.
Yeah, like what do you think about the Crusades? Because I think there's a whole lot of misconception of the Crusades.
Dude, I need to have a better understanding of it. before I form an opinion. I
Hey,
feel like.
Grok, what's are Christians being prosecuted right now? How many Christians have died in the world over the last 20 years?
Christians are facing severe persecution right now in many parts of the world. According to Open Doors' 2026 World Watch List, about 388 million Christians, roughly 1 in 7 worldwide, live in places with high levels of persecution or discrimination for their faith. That's up 8 million from the previous year. The worst hotspots include North Korea at the top, followed by places like Somalia, Yemen, Sudan, Eritrea, Syria, Nigeria, Pakistan, Iran, and others. In Nigeria, Islamist militants and Fulani groups regularly attack Christian communities. Syria has gotten much worse after Assad's fall, with jihadists targeting Christians. Sub-Saharan Africa is the deadliest region overall, driven by jihadist groups in weak states. On deaths, Open Doors recorded 4,849 Christians killed for their faith in the year ending September 2025, with about 13 a day. Nigeria accounted for 3,490 of them, over 70%. Violence there has been brutal for years, including attacks like one in June 2025 that killed 258 mostly women and children. For the full last 20 years, exact totals are hard to pin down because many incidents in remote areas go unreported. Open Doors has tracked around 4,000 to 6,000 faith-related killings most years recently, suggesting tens of thousands over 2 decades. A Vatican commission verified only 1,624 documented cases from 2000 to 2025, but they stress that's a big undercount, especially in Africa. Other groups like International Christian Concern highlight ongoing crises in Nigeria, India, Nicaragua, and beyond, with rising religious nationalism adding pressure. It's a serious, underreported reality for a lot of believers.
Dude.
Yeah, I think it's crazy to kill someone for their beliefs.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like just because they don't agree with you.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's like Christians are not even threatening Muslims.
Yeah.
But what does that say about the Vatican only reported 1,000, like sub-1,000 deaths? Like they don't want to look into it.
I mean, maybe
If someone has
it's
the
like
power
too hard
to look
or too
into,
dangerous.
yeah, I know, but we had. Do you know why the Jesuits are so like revered?
What?
The Jesuits are like a priestly fraternity within the Catholic Church. Like right now, they're not the best, but when they first started, they were the SEAL Team 6 of Catholics, where these were priests that would go into like the most dangerous parts around the world to try to evangelize. And like I'm just not seeing a whole lot of that out of us now.
Out of fear, maybe, right?
Yeah, out of fear, and that's what makes it that's what makes me even sadder. Like,
So that same fear was there before, but they just fought through and went with it, right?
Yeah, they were willing to die. Like
strong mind is not there anymore.
Yeah, no, because priests used to be like men, dude. Like men. I think we talked about this.
Yeah.
Like I said, SEAL Team 6
best
type.
of the best.
Yeah, the best
physically,
of the
mentally, spiritually.
Yeah, because they knew like what was ahead of them, especially the early Christians. Like if you became a Christian back in the like first, second, third century, like you were just signing up to to die.
Yeah, to be a warrior
Yeah.
on the front lines.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, and not a warrior because you're not like trying to fight. Like it's just the simple like professing that Jesus Christ died and resurrected, like would just get you killed on the spot. Not just you, but your family too. Yeah, and like right now, it's happening right now, and I feel like that's where our attention should be, and that's not where our attention is at all. At all. Yeah, so like whatever divisions that are happening in the Catholic, like the traditionalists versus the progressives are right now, like that's where all the focus is being like put on. But dude, I don't see a whole lot of people doing anything about this. Because before there was like secret priests, like underground type priests that the Vatican would send out undercover to try to mitigate these types of things. But like right now, I don't see any of that happening. And it could be that they do have some like undercover stuff, and maybe they do have true numbers, but they're not reporting it publicly right now for some strategic reason or whatever. So I don't know. Yeah, but that's tough. The thing with Syria too, Syria used to be their leader was Bashar al-Assad, and he was like here in the U.S. If you watch the news would portray him as being like this evil, like dictator type of character that would gas like his people, like and poison them and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at people like Tulsi Gabbard or who used to be our director of national intelligence, like she went to go visit with him and she said like, nah, like this guy is trying to keep a very divided country together, a country that has a lot of Christians in there and are being prosecuted, but he is the bulwark that is trying to protect them because it's a lot of like Eastern Orthodox Christians.
Mm.
And that's why he has a great relationship with Vladimir Putin, because Russia is also like assisting with trying to keep him in charge and trying to, protect these Christians.
Yeah.
But the U.S. toppled his regime and made him flee to Russia. And right now, the person in charge of Syria used to be a commander for Al-Qaeda.
That's tough.
Yeah. Trump took a picture shaking hands with him last year. Yeah, and now Christians and now that's why Syria has gotten much worse after the Assad fall, with jihadists targeting Christians.
Wow.
Very bad.
Yeah, and now like the guy in charge of Syria is the jihadist.
And Trump is shaking hands with them.
Yeah, and we have a better relationship with Syria than we do with Russia. That is literally a Christian state.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we ever really think about that, how Christian Russia really is. We just think Russia, Vladimir Putin, bad.
Yeah.
And since the Cold War times, it's like,
Yeah.
they are the evil
Mm-hmm.
because of the communist kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Capitalist versus communist.
Mm-hmm. And that's where the Catholic Church came in clutch too, because they like part of the doctrine is that you can't be communist.
Yeah, just straight up, communist is evil.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Played out in history.
Yeah.
They collapsed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of wild. It feels like the main driver, like the main like demonic feeling or spiritual thing that's happening in the world that I feel like is just their main purpose is to divide and conquer. Because, dude, imagine if Orthodoxy and Catholicism like came back, like had another council, and now we're back.
We should do
folks.
that, man. That's what I'm saying. We should do
We're
that.
back. Not only that, we got like our new version of the Jesuits, and like they're all over the world right now. They are evangelizing, but not in a like Jehovah's Witness type of way where they go like knock on doors like, "Hey, did you hear about Jesus Christ?" Like, no, like these guys should be out there fighting for these Christians.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people don't think that like, you don't think of a priest as being like some kind of like warrior that like would have a gun or a sword or whatever. But like they were. They were like here in Mexico in the 1920s, I think, during the Roaring '20s over here in Mexico, they were having the Cristero War, which was a war between Catholics in Mexico versus the government of Mexico. And the government of Mexico shut down all churches and all worship inside Mexico. So the like Catholics went underground and oh shoot.
What's that?
I have no idea.
Oh, just a bolt. All right, go ahead.
But yeah, they went underground and they started organizing and they fought back. So they had another revolution, like a violent revolution, where a lot
That's
of
crazy.
a lot
I
of
didn't know about
Catholics
that.
died in Mexico. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I said this story to somebody, but there's this saint in Mexico, and he's a kid. He was like 12 years old. His name is Jose Luis Sanchez del Rio. And he's a saint because during the Cristero Wars, what he would do since he was a kid, he would like move ammunition around and like hide it, and like government people wouldn't suspect him because he's like a kid, right? And but they got into a conflict, and the general of the Cristeros, his horse got shot, and they were coming after him. So, but Jose Luis, he had a horse, and he saw what happened, and he knew who he was. So he was like, "Oh shit! Like if they catch him, it's over." So what he did was he gave up his horse and he gave it to the general so that he could get away, and he stayed behind. and
Can die.
the warriors, they got him and forced him to renounce his faith. But this is where this like famous saying comes from, in Mexico at least, is that his reply was, instead of renouncing it, he said, Viva Cristo Rey, which is Christ is King, which is like being said a lot now, given like the situation that we're in. But that's kind of where the origin was in Mexico, was Viva Cristo Rey, Christ is King, or like long live the King Christ. And they were like, oh yeah? So they beat him up. And they broke his like ribs and stuff. And all this in front of his mom. And so they tried to get him to renounce his faith again. And then he yelled out again, Viva Cristo Rey. And they're like, oh yeah? So they grabbed his feet and they cut the skin off the bottom of his feet and made him walk. And he bled out and died. But yeah, he was one of the martyrs of that.
That's crazy.
That war. Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah. If you look at his portrait, he's walking with bloody feet.
Jose Luis del Rio.
Sanchez del Rio, yeah. That's like him, literally. That's an actual picture of him. And that's his portrait.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
That's cool, dude. I didn't know about that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the stuff that we're not taught. Like, I feel like a lot of OCIA or like catechism
They should be teaching this.
should be teaching us about like saints over history, because we have so many badass saints, dude. Over the 2,000 years, like there is some real like OGs for real.
Like crazy.
And what does qualify as a saint?
A holy person. Like if you're a martyr, if you die for your faith, like you automatically get beatified into being a saint. But a saint is just someone who was the holiest among us that is recognized at the time. Like, would that be a good description?
I would say a saint as defined by the Catholic Church, and yes, like the church goes through a process of like determining who is a saint and who isn't. And saints are just like people that are recognized like for their like enormous like courage of faith. But in a more general sense, like a saint is just anyone that is in heaven. You know? And obviously like, you know, if someone famous dies and goes to heaven, like the church isn't gonna like formally recognize them as a saint, you know? But like they like to recognize and canonize and like for people that have done like tremendous things like this and the ways that they've lived out their faith. Would you say that's a good description?
Yeah.
But our general like the general way that we describe it as like a saint is anyone that's in heaven.
Yeah, an extraordinary holy life. And the thing is that one of the requirements to be a saint is that you have to have a documented miracle. Whether like someone prayed for your intercession or you prayed for somebody and like you healed someone or something like that. But yeah, that's what saints are. And if you're a martyr, like that's just the most saintly thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because in order to be a martyr, you can't be like a suicide bomber or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to die for Jesus Christ, and then you take 20 people with you. Like no, you're not a saint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just evil at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to be willingly, die for your faith.
Got it.
Yeah, non-violently. Like, if you're about to die, then all right, get on your knees and get ready. And that is like the most like hardcore thing that I can really think of.
Yeah.
Like I try to get myself in that headspace because I've never thought about that ever in my life, to be put in a situation where it's like, I could just say I don't believe in Jesus Christ anymore and I'd be spared. But like, if I do have that conviction and like, I really do have these beliefs in my heart and my soul and my mind, like I can't, right? So I don't. And I just get my throat slit. I just have to.
Yeah, you give up everything at that point.
Yeah. I never really got into that headspace, but it's pretty wild to try.
Yeah, dude. I don't know if I could get to that point. That's crazy.
In Revelations, it says, well, not Revelations, but like whenever they talk about eschatology and all this type of stuff, they say that the martyrs of when the second coming is about to happen, those are going to be the most saintly people ever.
All the martyrs?
Yeah, when the time comes when it's like when AI is in charge and shit. Yeah, because that's what it feels like. That's when the second coming is going to be. If this AI stuff like really pans out to what it is prescribed to be, like this is going to be some like human-made deity that people have like very direct interactions with, and we're going to have to be a part of a system that acknowledges that.
Yeah. Dude, what do you think about AI? What are your thoughts?
I think it has like a lot of really good potential, like really good stuff that can happen, but like a lot of bad that can happen too, right?
Yeah.
And it feels like because there's an AI like arms race, like the Cold War, it's being unchecked. I feel like if it's checked and controlled, then we won't end up going the wrong way. But the way it's going, it looks like a lot of bad things are gonna spill out as we're going.
Yeah.
But I think it's trending towards something good.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
What do you think the
I don't know what the good
good that is trending towards?
I don't know. I don't know. I just have the feeling that it's good. Obviously, there's the bad that it could take over the world, blah, blah, kill everybody, right? Like Terminator kind of vibes. But I don't know why I feel like the reason I feel like it's going to be good in the end because the whole evolution thing. Like, it feels like creation has been trending towards better and better.
I got this, I promise.
Gotta cut the foil off first. You can use that little like saw thing. Or no, you got it.
Sorry, bro. I'm such a noob.
Dude, we're gonna get good at
first. Like
this is gonna be part like of the Sunday after mass like type of like every first month of the every first Sunday of the month like we do this.
I like that.
We're gonna have to have some wine and try to get
And
deep into like like what
some other form of Catholicism, right?
Yeah.
You can go on and on for like years about that, right?
Yeah, bro. We got like 2,000 years.
Dude, you see all these books in the corner?
Yeah.
They all have ideas, and we could always just discuss those ideas.
That's the industrial maintenance.
Industrial, yeah. There's a lot of ideas in there too.
Dude, I feel like I'm messed up, so I'm gonna spin the bottle instead.
There you go.
Is that how you would do it?
It's a way of doing it.
Good guy. Bro.
So
Good guy.
the answer is no.
Dude, I can imagine you trying to tab taps at threads.
I've tabbed something. Well, dude, I use a drill.
That's even more.
No, but I'm saying like at like what was the same? We started talking about martyrs, and we went into AI.
True.
AI, and then
where's it going?
You were talking about.
I think it'll be good.
There's positives. There's also negatives. But overall positive.
Yeah.
Why overall positive?
Just because like I feel like since like 3,000 years ago, it's just been getting better and better. Like what we've been creating as humans. Obviously, a lot of people are more blind now, so there could be a lot of negative spill out, right? If it's not checked, I feel like. But if we check it and control it, then it should be like a tool for us, you know, to expand us. It'll be like an extension. Like I'm looking at it, it's going to be like an extension of us, not like above us.
Yeah.
But it could be above us easily.
Is peak humanity now?
Like just human form.
Yeah. Like is this peak humanity? Or was peak humanity at a different period? Like let's say the 1920s as an example.
Yeah, I feel like
or the 1970s, like all those groovy times, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like humanity's always peaking. Like we're hitting new peaks.
Yeah. Like in terms of technology and creation.
Yeah, in terms of what?
But maybe in terms of thinking, like
well, yeah, you
spirituality.
You could go either way. Yeah,
I think it's going lower and lower and lower.
Yeah.
Spirituality, but like our scientific thinking, that's going up and up and up.
Yeah,
right. We're at like one of the highest points of like knowledge of
Yeah.
Well, I don't know because like we're pretty retarded compared to the guys that built the pyramid.
True.
I would say AI is gonna make us trend down in terms of like thinking. And like highest level of intellect.
Oh, human creativity, or like critical thinking. Like we no longer have to research or just tell the AI like, hey, tell me my answer.
True.
Yeah, and cross-reference that answer based on like these 30 books and tell me like what the difference is between all them and like whatever.
Yeah, like there's a lot of value in like getting through the process of like obtaining those answers.
That's the only way I learn. Like I wouldn't know anything at work if I didn't like actually
like try it and fail.
Try troubleshooting it, knowing that I have no help whatsoever. Like I can't escalate it. Like during night shift, you can't escalate to engineering. So you either figure it out, like let's say something goes down at 8 p.m., everybody's already gone. You have from 8 p.m. all the way to 6 a.m. when the first person comes in to try to figure it out on your own. And if you don't, embarrassing. So that like those trials and errors, like really, that's what propelled me to be really, really good at that.
Just working on night shift.
Yeah. And you know how you're talking about like when was my peak time? Like that's when I felt like I was at my peak. Huge peak. Like I wanted all the toughest problems because like I was so confident that I could
get through it.
Just figure it out. Yeah, I felt fearless, dude. Dude, the Sri Lankan Civil War, we didn't really get to that.
True. That's one thing I wanted to.
I mean, you guys have that in common, the Civil Wars.
Yeah, you guys had a Civil War and the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
Yeah, for ours it was like two different kind of religions again, like the Buddhists versus the Hindus, and they both speak different language. And then the Hindus had the support from like
But like ethnically, it was all the same.
Ethnically, like over like thousands of years, kind of similar, but there's still the religious and cultural difference though. Because like there's like the north.
So
versus south.
it's like strictly just a religious difference, not an ethnic difference.
It's like ethnic too, because there's like the Indians that descended down to Sri Lanka, and then the like Aboriginal Sri Lankans, and over years they crossed, mixed, and everything. But in the last 50 years, like a big civil war blew up between those two. Yeah,
between like the original Sri Lankan people.
Original Sri Lankans versus Tamils.
Tamils.
Yeah, that's what I.
Oh, you're the conqueror.
Kind of, yeah. Because it came down like maybe 3,000 years ago, like a long, long time ago.
Yeah.
And then settled in that area.
Dang, 3,000 years of division.
Long time ago. And technically, by that time, you're kind of already like everybody's first settling too, right? Like that time ago. Maybe not, but not like how it was recently. But yeah, and then basically started with like the government not allowing a certain race to be in power, and then restricting colleges to a certain race too, and that blew up, and then
But what race? Like the
Tamils.
The Tamils.
Yeah.
They restricted the Tamil.
Yeah, with everything.
Oh, okay.
They're trying to like basically get rid of them. You know? And then Tamils were trying to separate and become their own state too.
Really?
All that happening. And then all that erupted into a big civil war.
So the mixture of the Tamil and the indigenous people, that it wasn't deep. There wasn't a deep like commingling of the different ethnicities.
I wouldn't. Probably, but a lot of this was also like very north and south too. That's some regional disputes on top of the pure Tamils versus the pure original kind of thing, you know?
So two different cultures developed in Sri Lanka.
Basically two different.
Okay.
And it was like a Buddhist versus Hindu, Tamil versus like all these core.
Tamil were the Hindus?
Tamils were Hindus, yeah.
And the indigenous Sri Lankans, they're Buddhists?
Buddhists, yeah.
Wow, dude.
Yeah. It was a big clash. And they had their minor clashes along the years, blah, 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 but this was like a big eruption. You know? Yeah. And then most people around that time, like my parents' age, they like fled country, right? Because of that.
Yeah.
And my parents claimed refugee in Canada. That's why I can't.
Dude, but why is there such a, like, why was it such an issue though? Because I feel like fundamentally, like those two religions aren't very like imposing on others, right?
Yeah.
Like, those aren't really the religions that are like evangelical religions, right?
Yeah, they don't try to proselytize.
Yeah.
So why do you think there was such a big like why was it so difficult to just like coexist?
I feel like a lot of it had to do with the end of the British rule too, because around that time they gave a lot of power to the Tamils, kind of.
Dude, Britain fucked everything.
Just like a Pakistan and thing, right? Same. Like they came in and then did some like changes.
Israel, Palestine too.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
they really did. Yeah, I really think that blew it up.
Really?
Yeah, for them, for like the Aboriginals to hate the Tamils kind of thing, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, what did the British do exactly?
They
Just them
basically
being there?
favor the Tamils to be
Oh.
government for school, and that's why once the Buddhists got control again of the like government, they did the opposite. They
Yeah,
slowly started wiping out Tamils.
but it was the British that decided like this group should be
Should
the
be better,
superior group.
and it was because India,
Mm.
because British was Indian control, and then that same Indian group was like descendants for Sri Lankans up north, and they're like, these guys must have power. They're trying to like keep it like that, you know?
Yeah, but if they had never came, then none of this would have ever happened.
Probably not. Yeah. Tough.
That's tough, man.
Tough.
What about Vietnam?
Oh, dude, I mean, Vietnam was just like a mess. Like the French colonized us, but they didn't do it in like they brought a lot of the religion to us. But the main issue was like communism was spreading from China.
Oh.
And so it was like in Vietnam was more of a political thing. Like the northern were like communists. The southern were like all like resisting communism. And I mean that's basically what happened. It ended up being like part of the Cold War. Where it was like China's teamed up with, or North Vietnam teamed up with China, and then South Vietnam teamed up with like the US. And then pretty much the same story as like Korea, except in Vietnam it was a lot worse because American troops had a lot of issues fighting in Vietnam, in the jungles especially. Like they had a huge struggle fighting in the jungles because you're in like foreign territory, and like a lot of different, like in the jungle, like dude, if you like master the jungle and like that's your battlefield, like dude, you could hide anywhere.
True.
You can make like these like underground like forts that like are unseen, and like if you just become a master of the jungle, dude, you can hide in trees anywhere, and then like you just like quickly ambush. That's how you just win.
That's the
Like
BME.
like you don't fight like it's pretty much like you don't fight fairly. It's not like they're like fighting on like a traditional battlefield where it's like dude, you're fighting on our home turf, like we're going to make it like very skewered, and we're gonna give ourselves like a huge advantage. You know? Like we're just gonna like hide and like do all these like different like tactics. Like they'll call it like guerrilla warfare tactics. It's just like all these different tactics to like ambush you and make it very difficult for you to fight, essentially. And so yeah, I mean in Korea it was like a stand, I don't know what's the word called, like a standstill, where like they divide the North and South Korea, and then that's how it is today. But in Vietnam, dude, it's just an L. Like it's just an L. Like U.S. was like, yo, we're out.
Everybody went out.
Everyone went out and was like, all right, you guys want to be communists? Like, you're communist.
Still communist?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Vietnam is communist?
Yeah.
Wow.
And nobody trying to make it like you know.
Not really right now. Not anymore.
Dang. So like, what is communism?
So communism is just like government owned and like government shared of goods. So like my family was telling me like, whenever they started like implementing the communist government, like government officials could just walk into your house and just take stuff and just claim things. And then they would start to ration portions of food to your house. So like regardless of the number of people you got in your house, the government would make the decision like, oh, this is how much you get to eat for the week.
No matter how much you make?
No matter how much you make, no matter how hard you work, no matter like the health condition of your kids, like
That's crazy.
they didn't really take that into account. Like the government just kind of decided like, yo, you get like this much rice this week and this much meat this week, and that's it. I don't know how it is today, man, because I know that there's a lot of like businesses and things going on in Vietnam. Honestly, I haven't looked into like recent Vietnam history, but I know like when communists started, like that's how it was.
Maybe it's similar to the Chinese one-party system now. Maybe. Because China was communist for the longest too. Now they're like 50-50. Which might be a good way to run. I don't know.
Yeah, that's actually something I want to like dive into a little more because like even here in the U.S., there's a huge like demographic that thinks that capitalism is very evil, and to an extent, I mean, they definitely have a point in the sense of like greed in the accumulation of wealth. Like there has never been such an accumulation of wealth in history, really. Like even Emperor Roman times,
Uh-huh.
like. I don't. So I think Elon, and I don't immediately think that he's the richest person in the world. I just think that he's the most effective person in the world. He affects more change than any other single individual in the world, as far as his actions and the execution of his actions and his words and stuff. Like the Pope is obviously a very, very powerful person, but he's limited to his doctrine, right? The
Uh-huh.
positive faith. He can't change things on morals like that or that quickly. Elon can just start sending data centers into space if he wants to.
Yeah.
A lot of power
Mm-hmm.
to create right away.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's the thing is that Elon is a creator. There's a lot of very wealthy people that aren't creators. They just move money around.
Yeah. True.
But yeah, that's kind of why they see capitalism as evil in a sense, because there's people that are out there that don't benefit society at all other than just playing in the market.
Playing the system.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you can't go like too far one way or like too far the other way. You know, like I feel like a healthy balance of everything is what's good. Like I think capitalism needs to be checked. Like you can't just have like unchecked capitalism
Mm-hmm.
where it's like you can just do whatever.
Yeah.
You know, that's why we have like a progressive tax bracket
Mm-hmm.
because like the more you make, the more you get taxed.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's a very healthy and a very good system.
Yeah. How do you guys understand the Israel-Palestine problem? And how, like, when did you guys become aware of the issue?
Dude, just on the news that like so many people just dying, just deaths made me aware. Like,
On the news, like on
yeah, just like
CNN?
bombings and like terror and like deaths happening. It's like, dude, what is going on over here?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think for me, it's when the U.S. got involved.
Huh?
It's like when the U.S. got involved right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, why?
That's when stuff started popping off?
For me, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Started connecting, like, why are they going in there? Why are they helping Israel? And then you see, like, the history of, like, Israel and the conflicts. It's like bam, just keeps going loop.
Yeah. So like what do you think is what is the foundational issue that they're having right now?
Is like the Palestinians don't have a homeland, right? That's
Mhm.
one thing. And then like why is it that why is it that they can't just coexist? The Israel people and the Palestine people. Like why can't they just coexist? Like do you know? That's like a question.
Well, it's a difference in religion to begin with.
Right.
Very, very difference in religion. But it all started with have you guys ever heard of the Balfour Declaration?
I think I've heard of it, but not
This is actually where it all started. It all started with Britain.
Oh boy.
again.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Hey, what in a very quick way, what is the Balfour Declaration? Sorry, I cut you off. Can you explain what the Balfour Declaration is again? So yeah, that was like basically the creation of Israel, the creation of a state. I think that's like the first time that has ever happened, where an outside state, like all the way in Britain, like declares a new state in a different side of the world.
Within a different state.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, their argument is that Palestine wasn't a state. Like, it wasn't recognized as there wasn't a recognized hierarchical structure. Hey, is what I'm saying, does that make sense? Is that true or no?
Yeah, your point makes sense and is basically true. Before World War I, Palestine wasn't an independent state or even a single administrative unit.
It's like people that have lived there for like thousands, similar to like Sri Lanka, right? Where these In Sri Lanka's case, it's the Tamil people.
Uh-huh.
So like it's like if Britain told the Tamil people all over the world to like, hey, if you come to Sri Lanka, this is your new home now. And all the Sri Lankan people, like, if they live there, then try to, work it out with them. Like, hey, like, let me settle here. But if not, then we'll back you up. The British government will back you up. And that's what they did. Initially, it started off peacefully, right? Between Arabs and Jews, they were all settling peacefully. But then there was like a big influx of Jewish people that started coming into Palestine because of the Balfour Declaration. And then it got violent. You got violent over land disputes, over like, hey, this Jewish person was saying like, hey, this is part of Israel now, so get the fuck out. And they didn't, so they started fighting. And a lot of tragedy happened, but on both sides though, because there's been a lot of Jewish people that died unjustly. And that's kind of been the whole argument, is like, who was there first?
Mm-hmm.
And people would argue that the Jewish people were there first because that was their promised land back like biblically. And that's the evidence that biblically, like, God promised this particular spot of land to the Jews. And that's why they deserve to
live there.
And we were talking about this the other day too, is like, if you're a Jewish person that has that theology and that believes that, then you're going to fight to the death to preserve that.
Mm.
But then vice versa with the indigenous people that were there, the original Semites, if you will. You know how people say anti-Semite or whatever, they refer to Jewish people. It really, the anti-Semite thing is more of an ethnic thing of the people that came from that land or that have lived there for thousands of years. Those are the original Semites. But then you get not just like ethnic Jews, right? Because it's like right now Israel, I would say majority isn't ethnically Jewish. It's a lot of converts to Judaism from Europe. Like, for example, I think we were talking about how Netanyahu isn't, like, he's not ethnically Jewish. He's a Polish person. And but now he's the head of Israel, the Jewish state.
You're saying Britain is the one that formed the state of Israel?
They came out with the Balfour Declaration, like telling all the Jews around the world that, hey, you can come to this land.
And before that, like, where was Israel? Like,
there was no Israel. Israel didn't exist.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was in the Bible so many times. I thought it was like a real,
Yeah.
geographic place.
Israel, like back then, well, I don't know. This is where you get into theology and stuff like that. But because like Israel is like even mentioned in, it's all over the Old Testament. But like before Israel was a people, was an ethnic people, God's chosen people. And then Jesus came and said, like, it's not just you people anymore, it's everybody. And the way that Catholicism explains what Israel is now is that Israel is now the body of people who are in communion with Jesus, like that, like who are Christian. Like anyone who professes their faith in Jesus is now Israel, or they are now the chosen people. But Jews obviously disagree with that.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we're still the chosen people. And if you ask any like Pope over like the last 2,000 years, they'd be like, nah. They'd be very definitive about that. But ever since Vatican II, like all the popes after that have been very like, oh, like you guys are the chosen people still. Yeah. And since you guys are still the chosen people, we're all going to heaven. Like, you don't have to be Christian. You could stay Jewish, and
Yeah.
God will repay for that, you for that or something. Yeah. Yeah, it gets complicated. And now with like the Christian theology, the Protestant
Yeah.
view of Israel, the Protestant view of Israel is that it's not the body of the faithful of Jesus. It's it's the Jews that are in Israel right now. Like the state of Israel is the new Israel. And that's how they define what Israel is. So that's why there's a lot of Christian evangelical, like majority of the U.S. Christians are Christian evangelicals that believe that Israel is Israel and prophesied in the Bible. And so since there's a lot of conflict out there and there's a lot of persecution out there, they see that as a fulfillment of the prophecies as well. That this is how the second coming of Jesus is going to come to fruition, because the Jews are going to be in Israel again, and they're going to be able to rebuild their third temple. And in the Bible and Revelation, whenever the Jews build their third temple, that's going to be when Jesus comes back to save everybody. Because when the Jews build their third temple there, that's when the Antichrist is going to come. That's when the Jewish Messiah is going to come.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that we never really talk about, is that the Jews are waiting for the Christians' Antichrist.
Yeah.
And we're just like, cool with that, I guess.
So let's just let them go there and build their temple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you look at like IDF soldiers, like IDF is Israeli Defense Force, like their army. Some of them have patches depicting the third temple. Like that's what they're fighting for.
Mm.
That's how these, like at least some of them see it.
Dude, I didn't know that, man.
Yeah. Tucker did a really, really good breakdown of this like a few months back. Like really good. Like I would definitely be down to like watch that whole segment with you guys and like detail out like everything that we just learned. Because he really,
I would like to watch that.
yeah, outlines it. Yeah. If you want, we could look at some clips from it.
I gotta use the restroom.
Yeah.
It's been very I learned so much about this whole Catholic Christian vibe right now. I came when I entered the whole Baptist church, I wanted to I want to understand what this is about.
Yeah.
Like getting like the full picture, like more perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, when I was coming to Christianity, I thought Christianity is just Christianity. It's just like a one. I was like, no, it's like so many different.
So many different things. When it should be just the one thing, though. I think the world would be so much, like, there would be so much more peace in the world if the Christians could just unite.
Good vibes.
Yeah, man. Great podcast. Great podcast. Thank you guys for joining. We'll do this again.
Thank you.